Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your friend Siren Frost, and today I'm be able to do an updated deck profile for you guys on one of my Grand Blue decks. This is my 7 Seas build. Before I get into more of this about the video, I wish to address some things that some people were telling me on YouTube that they pointed out about the last deck profile I did. About the last profile I did. I wish to address this kind of thing. Address these. Now, someone named Drizzle pointed this out to me. He was wondering why I did not play no Nightmist, the grade 3 Nightmist. Okay, I wish to address this. First of all, I had no bigger interest in Grand Blue during the time that the Lord of the Seven Seas Nightmist came out. So, I didn't really had no intention of actually getting him. I just barely started Grand Blue this year. So, and slowly, I had to learn from scratch from Night Rose's build to 7 Seas build. And see what the best option is. Now, to some people, they may think, oh, that deck's so fucking stupid. You're a fucking idiot for not running Nightmist. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm not an idiot. I'm just somebody who doesn't have the money. I'm not the one who has the money to go out and buy all these expensive cards. I could spend maybe a little bit, but not a lot. I had to literally go out and buy boxes, for God's sakes, just to even get the cards that I wanted. Because I know how hard it is for some of you guys, and for me, to get some cards like Amnesty, Lambros, the highest paid cards ever. But there are some people out there that some people have the money to go get what they want, and they know how to order online. I don't know how to order things online, guys. You gotta understand that. So right now, I'm just giving you guys the raw power and the energy within these cards that I took the time to figure out what the build and what's the right build and what will work. So forgive me if I don't have the same cards or same ideas as you guys do. Now, the other thing is the whole Rough Seas Banshee thing, which I find very hilarious too, because I'm the one who I was really tired the day when I first debuted 7 Seas. I was really fucking tired. And I screwed up. I didn't realize that Rough Seas Banshee was I said that it was a Marco clone. But I realized after reading the text, after I got off shooting the video, I realized that it was put when sold in the draw a card thing. So it's like a psychic bird kind of thing. So I was like, shit, I fucked that one up royally. But, you know, we all make mistakes. We all tend to misspell some things or misread some things. And, you know, it's just natural, okay? It perfectly happens. Those of you that say that, you know, it's not funny about screwing up someone else's clan or the texture on a card, I was like, you're a fucking idiot, okay? We all make mistakes. It happens. We're all human. So stop being a little bitch about it and just get over it. For some of you, you just laugh your ass off because it was just a funny thing you heard. But you guys didn't take it so seriously to the point you just gotta downgrade me for it. So, anyways, that's all I needed to address, guys. That's the two things that I've been hearing a lot and all that stuff. And one more I did address on is the starter of the Vanguard. The starting Vanguard. Okay? So that was a little small problem. But this is the updated version, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about this one. So without any further ado, let's get this camera adjusted first because it's a pain in the ass. Alright. So for starting Vanguard, we're going to try out Undying Departed Grenanche. Now Drizzle did mention that Grenanche is actually one of the few people, actually a few people told me that Grenanche is actually one of the best starting Vanguards to start in any Grand Blue deck. Because if he is hollow, if he's sent back to the graveyard or a drop zone, you can countercharge 2 cards, which means you can actually refuel your damage zone with counterblasts like crazy. So that's why he's in there. Like, instead of the Night Runner, which, you know, Jesus Christ. Alright. Anyways, guys. So, right now I'm trying out Grenanche, and let's see how he works. tomorrow, because that's when local starts, and Saturday too. So hopefully this will not be so as bad as people think it is. Personally, I run him in Night Rose because that's how the anime really is to me, because I go by what the anime kind of does. So that's why I get the ideas from. But it wouldn't hurt to try out someone's opinions like that. Next, for trigger lineup, I'm playing 4 copies of the Good Luck Charm Banshee because she's a cute card. And in this deck, we're playing 8 crits, so we're playing 4 copies of Night Assailant Carignan. Because why not? She's a fucking vampire. One thing I love about the Grand Blue, especially, is that they're vampire units. Like, I love vampires, guys. Not Twilight vampires, but the actual vampires. Next, we got 4 copies of the one Rough Banshee. Now, of course, I got the alternate art one because this was, like, the hollow one of it, and it's beautiful, and she's wearing, like, actual combat boots for a change. Now, I will address this accordingly to some people. She is not the Marco clone as I thought she is, so that was my bad. It turns out the stand trigger that I did get from the trial deck is the Marco clone. This one is a psychic bird clone. In other words, you put her in a shove her in a soul, you draw a free card. That's pretty much it. And so, my bad to some people who actually pointed that out to me and laughed about it and just joke around with it a little bit. So, I got it right for a change. This is a psychic bird clone. Psychic bird. I can't even say psychic bird anymore. It's too fast. Plus I'm on a caffeine high, so leave me alone. But this time we're playing, and this time we're doing something different here. We're playing 4 copies of the stand trigger, Mick the Ghostie family. Because, well, why the fuck not? Anyways, well, there is a reason. Now, if this unit is placed in the Vanguard or in the Rearguard circle, and it becomes hollow, you can choose one of your Grand Blue units, and it gets plus 10,000 power in a turn. And when this unit is placed back into the drop zone again, it goes back into your deck and shuffle. So it basically means you can use that ability over and over and over again, because ghosts don't really die. So, but plus 10k power to your Vanguard or any Rearguard you choose it to, that is going to be an extra pressure point for your opponent. So that's why I like this card. Now, normally I don't run stand triggers because I love my 12 crits because I want to end the game as fast as I can, especially if you're going to the bathroom or you're hungry. So, yep. But stand triggers in this deck might become quite handy. So I'm just pointing it out right now. Next, for grade 1s, we're playing 4 copies of 7 Seas Helmsman Nightcrow. I don't know what you guys' thoughts about him as much, because Nightcrow to me is not as bad as people think it is. Now, the skill of Night Rose, if your Vanguard with 7 Seas is... okay, I'm blindsided right now. So his ability comes from the drop zone, choose one of your rearguards and retire it. So Grenanche is one of the good reasons. If you have a Vanguard with 7 Seas as card name, call this to rearguard. So, if you have like 2 of him, let's just say 1 of him in the drop zone, all you can do is retire Grenanche or someone else and just call him back out. So he fills up the board pretty good too. Let's see what else we got here. We got 4 of the Tommy the Ghostie brothers, the Grand Blue, the Night Rose Stride Enabler. What he does is he searches your deck for a copy of Night Rose and add it to your hand. But since we're using the 7 Seas today, he only uses for Stride. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Headstart Zombie. This is the first time I'm actually using Headstart Zombie because I just never really had no intention of using him. But according to his ability, Hollow ability, Generation Break 1. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if this unit is hollowed, search your deck for up to 1 card, put it into your drop zone, and shuffle your deck. So it helps you search out certain cards you need and put into your drop zone. So that's not as bad. But if it's not, put the top card of your deck into your drop zone. So either way, you're going to get a mill ability like crazy. So it doesn't really matter. Plus he's 7k booster and attacker, so it's passive. It's passive. And then finally, we're playing 4 of the G Perfect guards. Tornado Djinn. I'm going to call it Tornado Djinn because Waterspout Magicians sound like shit right now. So, that's why he's in there. He's the G Breaker one. Or not the G Breaker. G Perfect guard. That if you have a copy of him in the drop zone, you can countercharge 1 card. So, and we do a lot of counterblasting, some counterblasting in this deck, guys. So, that's a perfect option too. I can see now why Grenanche is a must, because he does allow you to countercharge 2 cards, so you can refill the counterblasting more. So, thank you Drizzle for pointing that out for me. For grade 2s, we're playing 4 copies of 7 Seas Master Swordsman Shade. What he does, his ability comes from the drop zone, you counterblast 1 and choose one of your grade 1 rear guards or greater and retire it. And when a 7 Seas Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, you can Superior Call him back from the drop zone and he gets plus 2,000 power. So he'll be an 11k attacker, by himself. But with the added boosted, like if a Mick the Ghostie was behind him, that would be considered 15,000 attack right there. Unless you give him the actual 10k power, then he'll be 21 and 25 attack. So I don't see no reason why it's so bad of me running him. So he's part of a 7 Seas subclan. So yeah, he is part of this deck. And so for next, I'm playing 4 copies of the Witch Doctor of the Rotten Sea, of the Undead Sea Negrorook, or Rotten Sea. Now I love this monster. Like I play him in my Night Rose build too. And so he has a hull ability, and he gains, I'm going to say this all together, 7,000 power whenever he attacks the Vanguard. So he's 16k attacker by himself if he's hollowed. But normally, when he attacks the Vanguard, he gets plus 2,000 power. Then additional 5,000 power since if he's hollowed. So 7,000 power altogether. So unless you're playing Night Rose and you get plus 2k power, that'll be an 18k attacker by himself. So that's cool. And, Mick the Ghostie helps too. Because I think Mick the Ghostie helps out a lot too. For final one, we're playing 3 copies of Ruin Shade. Just to get that mill ability off. And plus, she gets 2k power whenever you mill 2 cards. Whenever she attacks. So that adds a bit more fuel to the drop zone as well. For grade 3s, we're playing the main boss for now is 7 Seas Sage Plegeton. He goes perfectly with 7 Seas. The skill of him in the drop zone is you counterblast 1. At the beginning of your ride phase, if you have a grade 2 or greater Vanguard with 7 Seas in his name, you can take this card, you can Superior Ride this from the drop zone. And his other skill is, when this card is placed on a Vanguard circle, you can choose 1 card from your drop zone and Superior Call it. At the end of the turn, it dies. So that's why he's in there. Now, I have an alternative since the last time I did a deck profile. I'm playing 4 copies of Mighty Rogue Nightstorm, mainly because of the hollow ability. And it's a long text, so I'm going to read this. Alright, so it does gain hollow. And his skill is, on rear guard circle, counterblast 1. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked the Vanguard, if this unit is hollowed, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1 card not named Nightstorm from your drop zone and call to rear guard. This unit is not on. Okay. Alright. And then its other skill is Carol Blast and Soul Blast. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, search after 1 with the hull ability. From among them, reveal to your opponent, add to your hand, shuffle your deck. So, it has, in other words, the same skill as my Flying Manticore does. Whenever it's placed in Carol Blast and Soul Blast ability, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you search your deck for a monster with Magia ability. So that he's the same way as Flying Manticore is. And, Nightstorm deserves at least some fame. Poor guy. But yeah, he's actually one of the... He's actually an alternative because I don't have the grade 3 Nightmist. Now, for G units, I'm playing 4 copies of Love by the Seven Seas Nightmist. So this is the only Nightmist I'm getting, guys. Come on now. And his skill is activation. Carablast 1. If you have a heart card with 7 Seas as his name, choose 2 units from your drop zone. Call the separate rear guards, and at the end of the turn they die. But it still fuels up. And since some of your units are practically hollow based, they get that extra power. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Pirates of Secret Scheme Bandit Rum. When his attack hits the Vanguard, you can superior call 1 unit from the drop zone and it gets plus 2,000 power. So, he's a generic trial deck 1, but he's really handy. So, to me, he is. And then finally, we're playing 2 copies of Ghostie Great King Obadiah, aka King Boo. And what King Boo does is that when he's placed in the Vanguard circle, you search your deck for 3. You can search your deck for up to 3 units that has a hollow ability. Place them to the drop zone, and if you do, superior call a unit with Ghostie in its name behind him. That's where Mick the Ghostie comes in. It grants him 10,000 power. So you're basically swinging for 40,000 to the Vanguard. So that is the reason why he's in there. Anyways, guys, I hope that clears up some of the issues that we've been having about this deck profile, and hopefully you guys have different thoughts about this deck now. Like, if it's not too bad, if it's passable until I get some better cards. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. And yeah, and there will be, of course, there will be a full deck list down in the description down below. And yeah, so anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being such huge supporters, and please subscribe, like this video, thumbs up for it, and comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this, and rate it if you guys want. And yeah, you know the whole fucking shindig. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.